I stood at the door, knuckles white, the familiar smell of pine and dust filling my nose. My heart raced, not with joy, but with a cold, calculated fury. I had come to see my grandparents, the people who had shaped me, who had loved me unconditionally. But instead, my sister opened the door, her face twisted in annoyance. "What do you want here?" she spat. The words hit like knives. I demanded, voice tight, "Where are my grandparents?" From the kitchen, my mother's voice rang sharp and cruel. "Oh, we got tired of them, so we left them in the care home. Plus, your sister wanted the house for herself, so just get lost." My father added casually, like tossing a wrapper into the trash, "They were too much work." I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I nodded, turning toward the car, but inside, something shifted, something dark and purposeful. I remember the first time I'd realized just how much they had meant to me. Every holiday, every birthday, every cold winter afternoon. Grandparents' house, the smell of fresh bread, their laughter filling every corner. That home was mine as much as theirs. The memory of giving them that house as a gift, paying off every mortgage, every debt, seeing the tears of pure, unfiltered joy on their faces was seared into me. That joy had made me feel untouchable. That joy had been stolen from me. The signs were subtle at first. Offhand comments from my sister about how useless they were, my parents' increasingly tight smiles when the subject of the house came up. Then, the text messages I found on Mom's phone. "They're old. The house should be ours." My pulse had gone calm, deliberate. Not rage, yet. Observation, calculation. I bided my time. Every visit, every interaction, every smile I gave them was measured. I didn't let them see me unravel. My grandparents trusted me, and I would use that trust like a scalpel. Then the moment came. I started quietly, a lawyer friend, a few phone calls. I traced every transaction, every care facility, every document. I made notes. I watched my family squirm in their ignorance, blind to the storm brewing in silence. The hospital reports confirmed what I had feared. My grandparents weren't cared for. They were neglected. Their health had deteriorated under my parents' indifferent hands. I gathered everything: photos, medical reports, witness statements, financial records. Every conversation, every lie, every act of betrayal documented. I didn't confront them yet. I needed the stage set perfectly. The next family dinner was mine. I arrived, calm, poised. I let my parents settle in their comfort zone, smug in the belief that I hadn't noticed, that I hadn't remembered. Then I placed the envelope in front of them. Silence fell like heavy velvet. Inside were copies of the hospital reports, the care facility logs, my grandmother's bank statements showing the diversion of their funds, the mortgage payoff for the house they claimed as theirs. I watched their faces pale. My mother's hand trembled. My father's jaw tightened. My sister's lips parted in a half-formed scream that never came. "I made sure they were safe," I said, voice quiet, cutting. "But your neglect, your greed, it doesn't go unnoticed. And now, it has consequences." Every word measured, every pause deliberate. I didn't have to shout, I didn't have to fight. Their guilt, their fear, it did the work for me. The aftermath was exquisite. Lawyers called, social workers followed, family friends confronted them. The house, the inheritance, they had to relinquish. They were exposed, shamed, powerless. My grandparents moved back under my care, free from the hands that had abused their trust. I watched them laugh again, quietly, privately, and I felt something I hadn't allowed myself before: satisfaction, pure and cold. Not vengeance for the sake of cruelty, but for justice, for love, for the stolen years reclaimed. And my family? They learned what it meant to underestimate me, to assume that silence meant submission, that kindness was weakness. They learned the hard way. Betrayal has a price, and I am meticulous about collecting it. I close my eyes and remember that first dinner, the joy on their faces when I gave them their house. I smile, bitter and satisfied. The wrongs were righted, and I, finally, am free.